Hey there, everyone. This is Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer here, and welcome to today's Wednesday Wisdom. I have been speaking all month about some holiday tips that can help you keep the holidays pleasant and joyful and stress-free, so that you can really enjoy and celebrate what's most important to you. So today is no different, and what I want to talk about today is how to manage all the extra tasks that come with the holidays. I guess the question that I have for you would be to check yourself and see, is the stress of doing all of these extra tasks keeping you from being peaceful and focused on what's really most important? And I would challenge you to really check yourself on that. And I'll be honest, I actually had to check myself just last night, right? I was going through the list of to-dos and the things that had to be done. And this is a particularly busy week this week in preparation before next week and this weekend. And we have a lot going on, right? And I found myself getting irritated and stressed out. And I realized I had to check myself to see what was really most important, what I really wanted to be focusing on, what was necessary, and what I could let go of. And then how to put into place what needed to happen in the right order, in the right timeline, so I can get it all done. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you can get done what's important while still having some peace and some joy this holiday season. So the first thing I want to do is remind you of what we talked about way back at the beginning of this month, which is to remember probably the number one tip of keeping your sanity during the holidays is to let go of expectations and instead just set intentions on what's really important to you throughout the whole holiday season. Like, what's really important? The people, the atmosphere of love, the joy that you want to have, the celebration. That's where the priority is. And so checking yourself, and instead of putting these expectations into how everything needs to look and be, and instead, how are you going to show up so that you can bring that love, so that you bring that joy, so that you can have that peace in your heart? Setting intentions for yourself, that's first and foremost, right? So I just wanted to remind you of that. But then let's talk about now then, okay, but if I want to be relaxed and have peace and joy, there's still some things that have to be done, right? Like, stuff still has to be done. So how do we get it all done? How do we get all those tasks? One of the things when we're trying to complete tasks that's super, super helpful is getting very clear on what that timeline is, right? So knowing your timeline for completion. Now, the cool thing is during the holidays, that timeline is usually set for us, right? If you celebrate Christmas, or if you're having a big gathering on Christmas Eve, or maybe Hanukkah is your holiday and you have those 8 days where you know you have certain things going on, you do have set deadlines kind of already, right? So that's one piece of it. So the question is, how do I work backwards? How do I plan what needs to be done in order to get it all done by that one special day or those several special days that you have? So tip number one is to spread out what needs to be done. Okay, so let's do this first. First thing you want to do is make a list, right? And I'm sure you probably already have a list. You probably have a list of 1 million to-dos that need to be done before the big day. Take that list, be very clear on what needs to be done, and then prioritize it, okay? Prioritize it. This is really important because sometimes we add a lot of extra things to our plate that in reality probably could be skipped if we're staying focused on what's most important and not worrying about these expectations that we might have for how things should be or ought to be. So prioritize and get really clear about what must be done and what, if I ran out of time, I could skip or let go of. Then this is where the timeline comes in. Deciding how much time you might need, so kind of estimating the time it's going to take to get some of these things done, and then actually scheduling according to your timeline. You might work backwards, and you might look at what can I do ahead of time And, so maybe there are cookies you can make and freeze ahead of time, or maybe shopping or gift wrapping. Maybe you can delegate some things to some people. Taking a look at your timeline and getting it figured out so that you can spread things out. Now, if you're the kind of person that likes to do a little bit every day, then, and your schedule allows that, fantastic, do that. Or if you're the kind of person that you're like, I need to be focused and I just need to dedicate a whole day to all of this, then great, do that. But schedule it and make sure that when you're blocking out that time to get things done, that you estimate some extra time in there, or maybe not estimate, but maybe that you buffer some extra time in there. Usually when we estimate too short. We're like, oh, I can get that done in no time. But then traffic happens and, some extra things come up here and there, and things end up taking longer than we might have intended them to. And then that's when we start to feel overwhelmed and stressed. We're like, oh, now I don't have time to get all this done. So estimate your time and then double it, or add some buffer time in there. Get it on the schedule and make sure that you are then, last tip here, is that you are organized and prepared. So what do I mean by that? One of the things, a perfect example, I did this just last week, right? So we're getting ready to do a lot of cooking and baking in my house this weekend. Some traditions that we have that we do every year, and we really love them and look forward to them. But if I'm stressed about it, I'm not going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to be present with my family when we do these things. So what I did was I got out all the recipes, got everything out, took a look at it, made a shopping list, and I actually, I do this, I shop online, I order it all, and then I just go to the store and pick it up. That's a huge time saver. Side tip there. But I got it all figured out, got everything. It was a giant list, but I got everything. I got all the ingredients I needed. So I know that when we plan our time, when we have our time this weekend where we're baking and cooking, I don't have to be running to the store for extra things I've forgotten. I don't have to be trying at the last minute to figure it out. So I was able to figure out what I needed, plan ahead of time, get some things done ahead of time that I could, which was get the grocery list taken care of and get all that shopping done. And now this weekend, when we are doing this cooking and baking, I can be fully present, I can be focused, and I'm not stressed out. So I'm organized and I'm prepared. Right? So if you can do those things, if you can list what needs to be done, prioritize what must be done and what can I skip, set out your timeline and either spread things out or dedicate full days to things, and most importantly, get it on your calendar so that you know it's there, so you've blocked that time out, estimating the time that you need, and giving yourself a little extra buffer time in there, which, by the way, if you get it all done in a timely manner, that spare buffer time, you can sit back, have a glass of wine, put your feet up and relax, because you're probably going to need that too, right? And then be organized and prepared so that you are not missing things or having extra tasks that are causing yourself to have to do some extra running because you're not organized or you're not prepared. And speaking of prepared, while you're out and about shopping, grab a couple extra little gifts. You never know who's going to drop by or what person you might have, forgotten, or the mailman or something like that. Grab a couple of extra gifts and just keep them on hand. It's a great way to be prepared, so that you are, not feeling like, oh shoot, I don't have what I need here. It's just a great little extra tip for you. So anyway, more than anything, I want to encourage you to enjoy your holidays. And I have a little gift for you. So I'm going to put a link in today's post, and I would love for you to go pick that up. It is a high-performance holiday guide. So I have some tips and some concepts that I teach on a regular basis with my high-performance clients. And I've put a little twist on it this year to give you some extra ideas of how you can take those high-performance habits and apply them to your holidays to have that stress-free holiday season so that you can really enjoy yourself. So the link for that is going to be in the post today, but it's just michelleweimer.com/holiday habits. It's a high performance holiday guide that's going to help you have the energy you need have the clarity that you need to get done what needs to be done, to know what's on that list and to prioritize and make things happen, to be productive so that you can get done what needs to be done, and to keep in mind what's really important, which is really enjoying that special time with people that matter most to you. So until next time, I want to wish you amazing holiday season, the best of holidays to you and to your family. Keep love and peace, enjoying your heart, and spread that to others. Set those intentions and show up fully how you want to this year. So until next time, this is Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer. Bye for now.